Happy Friday, November 25th. It's Chris and Mark with the NWA Exchange Podcast, the only podcast you need to watch to know everything about Bella Vista and beyond. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving. Hope that you get ready to work some of those calories off. Let's get into this. Hey, buddy, how's it going?
I'm doing great, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Got plenty of food in my belly yesterday. Kind of lounged out in the lazy boy, and just kind of relaxed last night. It was kind of nice, man.
Yeah. I just overate, man. I started off with that one plate, and I just came in with another one, and it just went downhill from there, man. I preloaded the carbs. I hit a few of the beers and I had some snacks. So before I even got to dinner, man, and that was just the downfall, man, for me to try to get to the third plate. It just wasn't going to happen, man. I saw you took a picture and posted it of those smoked turkey breasts. Man. I was going to try to make my way over there and jump that fence.
Man, they turned out really good too. I brined them for approximately, I guess it would have been, I don't know, about 10 hours or so. Well, I guess it was more than that. So 11 to 11 would have been 12 hours. So I think the wife got up around 5 a.m., started to smoke her and tossed them on there. So yeah, maybe a 16-hour brine, somewhere around a 16 to 18-hour brine.
Wow.
And I used a little bit of holy voodoo in there, man, and just a little bit of kick to it. Yeah. The skin, man, the skin's just the bomb on that. But, it turned out great. I got compliments from the mother-in-law. She said it was the best smoked turkey she's ever had. So probably won't be getting off the hook of smoking turkeys in the future for future get-togethers. But it is what it is. I like cooking anyway, man. And shout out to my wife. My wife did a really great job because, I'm kind of crippled right now. So she basically she did everything all the way up into the point where I was checking them and making sure that they were ready to come off. And we pulled them off around 162. So yeah, perfect.
They looked awesome, man. They were golden brown, man. It looks like unbelievable. So what's on tap for Christmas, man?
I haven't figured that one out yet. I was thinking about getting a ham and redoing, like smoking a ham.
Right.
I really haven't given it much thought yet. Christmas dinners are not like a real big thing. I mean, we'll get together and have like a meal, but I think it's like a spiral ham or something like that. So we'll figure that out. We got plenty of time before Christmas.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Man.
So tell me what we got going on with some local events this weekend, and then we'll get into the meat and turkey and potatoes of the show.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, the winter market's taking place tomorrow in Bentonville, 11/26, going to be from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Get out and support local vendors. A good time to get out, and spend your money for a good cause. A lot of these guys have small booths and handmade items.
Awesome.
So, get out there. You got all day tomorrow to get out there. So it's a good opportunity for you.
I think the wife's going to try to get out. She made a mention of, trying to buy local this year for Christmas presents and stuff. And so she's going to try to take advantage of the winter market tomorrow and try to buy from local vendors and people that are actually, out there, selling their goods. So it's a good way to kind of think for, getting unique stuff. Like we always said about the farmers market, get out there, get some unique gifts, stuff that you're not going to find in box stores and stuff. That's the thought that counts with the presents. And if you can get something unique, what better way to do it than to support downtown Bentonville?
I totally agree, Chris. Great point. Hey, Libraries has a fireside event. It's taking place Saturday, December 3rd. It's going to, 1:00 p.m. over at the Libraries, 11 Dickens Place. They're going to have live holiday music.
Nice.
So, the Bella Vista Women's Chorus will be at the event performing a selection of holiday favorites. So if you want to get in the spirit, there you go, man.
Ozark Mountains British Brass Band. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
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 I have to try to get out there and check
Yeah.
it
It
out.
should be.
The wife's always supporting the local library as well, so I guarantee you we'll probably make it out there for that.
Awesome. Hey, just a reminder, after we get done with the meeting, the city council meeting, get another one coming up. The work session is December 12th.
Hmm.
I tell people to get out for the regular city council meeting, but you got to get out for both these now. We're down the home stretch. December 12th, city council work session, where all the craziness happens at 5:30 p.m. 612 West Lincolnshire Boulevard. If you're not familiar with Bella Vista, it's right off of exit 98 and head west 340. So, and the 19th of December, just a week later, Monday night, regular city council meeting. This is where we think they're going to try to make the big push to the end here.
Yep. I think that we will probably see some fireworks on that one. We got a Facebook comment here. Are we attending the advertising and promotion meetings too? No, we have not. I believe I did finally locate a Zoom link for that. So I think that as time allows, because we do both have full-time jobs, Stacy, we will try to make it out or, attend those virtually if possible, just to get some more information on what's kind of going on with those, because, our controversial councilman has really made it well known that he's by the way, I'm the chair for the Advertising and Promotion Commission, and so we definitely need to start making sure that we follow up on the P's and Q's that are happening over there as well.
So I did check into the A&P Commission coming up. It's at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Wow, that's so great for people that are working, right? Geez Louise. This goes back to those questions we asked all the candidates for office, right? Is how can we modernize the way that the city does business and be more inclusive? Because the working mothers or the fathers that are working, it's really hard for them to take time away from work to come up to these to stay informed. And I, to date, still have not seen any historical meetings, because you would think that if they are doing Zoom, that those historical meetings should be published somewhere. But I have not been able to locate where those are at, because it would be nice to go back in time and see, what has transpired over the time of this thing existing.
Right. Right. Maybe the other thing you can do is roll the A&P into the city council session, man. Move it in, put a piece in there where they show up and do it. So you kill two birds with one stone.
Possibly. So, or we could just go ahead and just say, you know what, the A&P Commission, I think Bella Vista has been discovered. I'm pretty sure it has, with the amount of people coming into town and the boom of houses being built and all that. And so I would say that it has been discovered. I believe that, do we really have a need to spend money on this at this point? I don't know. That's just some other food for thought.
Yeah, for sure. And your favorite, Chris, $10 cost plus budget buster.
Frugal Friday. I love it. I haven't even seen this yet, so I just put it in the browser. I didn't even have time to look at it, so we're gonna go ahead and.
You're gonna be excited, man.
All right, all right. What do we got?
Is.
Oh yeah,
whole strips. I want to buy local, but here's the problem. Allen's had them out $6.97 a pound, which is a good price. Not a great price. It's a good price. Walmart was, I don't know, $10 a pound. But I mean, this is just craziness. Whole boneless New York strips, $4.63 a pound. While supplies last. Then they back it up with whole boneless pork loins for $1.40 a pound.
Oh
man.
My word! You got that?
And that's not.
You got your fryer drumsticks, man. Oh, nice.
I know. And they hit you with a 73 at $1.77 a pound, man. I mean, they're just
73% lean, though, man. That's a little fatty for me, brother.
I'm gonna hit that.
You're gonna hit the fatty. Oh man, you got your chips, you got your tomatoes, but yeah, that the proteins, man. Like that's what I'm always seeing on these box 10, man. Is the proteins, man, and I'm a meatitarian, man. I love me some meat.
I'm with you, man. And there's a lot of people out there that are meat eaters. And again, man, things are tight, dude. People are struggling. It's a good opportunity to fill your freezer, man. Hold on out for a few more months.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
buddy. Yeah, the boneless pork loins look good too, man. I'm sitting there thinking of all the stuff we could put on the smoker, man, and just it makes for such an easy cooking. Very little cleanup. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just easy. You know.
Yeah, good deal. So just a final reminder here, the coat drive still taking place, POA through running from, well, I started in November 11th. It's going to wrap up here in December 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
No gently used coats, only new
Yeah, we
ones.
bougie
Okay,
up in
folks.
here, man. We bougie. Yeah.
So if you want to go out and buy some brand new coats, knock yourself out. You can drop them off the Bella Vista Country Club, Branchwood, Highlands Pro Shop,
Mm-hmm.
Metfield Clubhouse, Kingswood Pro Shop, or Scottsdale Pro Shop.
Nice.
So it's for a good cause. Just kind of disappointed that they don't take in gently used coats, man.
Yep.
If
you got that extra money
beat that
flying
dead
around and you want to buy a coat, these are the places that you can donate. They don't list any specific size needs. So maybe there's somebody you can get in contact with to see if they've had a donation of a specific size and they could be looking for other sizes. Do they have a point of contact? Probably just contact the Bella Vista POA on that.
Right. Yeah. They should be able to answer that. Well, they couldn't really answer me the reason why they couldn't handle gently used coats. I never got a straight answer.
Right.
They thought possibly it was COVID, but I don't see why that would matter after you wash the coat, but
Yeah.
whatever. So what do you want to hit on? You want to hit a little bit of that,
hold on. We were just talking
discuss...
about local vendors and stuff and supporting local. And,
oh, yeah.
I've these past couple of weeks have inspired me, with the city council shenanigans and all that. And, we've been expanding, our show. We've got a short-term goal and a long-term goal with our show. One is to us to be, wholly self-sustainable, but we're funding this out of our pocket as is right now, and we'd like to see if the community is interested in supporting us a little bit, but we're not going to ask you for donations or anything like that. But what we are going to do is we're going to start putting out our own merchandise line. So that being said, I came up with a couple of ideas for sure, but this would be our first launch. The store is not 100% ready yet, but this is the first merch item, and it's the I'm Just Saying Doug Fowler in a tin can caricature shirt. It comes in multiple colors. Beautiful. You got red, green, you've got white, you've got an olive green, and a blue. And these things will be ready soon once I'm ready for the store to become launched. Prices are reasonable, $19.95. And just think about this as well. Whenever you go to a city council meeting, wouldn't it be awesome for everybody to be united and wearing an appropriate shirt for, I'm just saying, right? He said it so many times. I'm just saying, right? So, we're working on our store and stuff, and we've got our we've got our short-term goals. There's some other items on the store that I've preliminary set up already. We do have just a black and white version with the white text, I'm just saying, as well.
That's nice.
And this shirt runs a little bit cheaper. It's only $18. So I'm working on it, trying to get everything lined out with the provider of this. And we will, we'll see how it goes. But, we're going to be putting together a bunch of items. There's tumblers, there's hats, this is taking some time to start building this stuff up and creating merchandise that I think you guys would like. But I think the I'm Just Saying shirt, that one is a win already for me. I think I'll probably just purchase a couple just to wear. So, I'm just saying.
It's gonna be here forever, man. That's
know. So we did do an interview with a local artist this week. Something not politically rated, politically. I guess charged right now, right? Something a little bit different from the norm that we've been doing. I think we should go into a quick break and pull up that interview, and then we'll go into the final talking points and open up the phone lines. If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back, y'all. Don't go nowhere.
It must be the way I walk. It must be the way I talk. You know I got something to say, and I can keep going for days, yeah. Call me up if you need a little sauce, baby. Follow me if you get a little lost. I'ma put the money in the toll on the road. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. Boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Never been down on my luck. Boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Never been down on my luck. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 nah. I got what it takes, got what it takes. I don't wanna slice, want the whole cake. Make the money move, that's my forte. Then I'ma take off for the whole day. I'm just weighing all my options. Looking at my watch, hit me back when it's popping. I've been on top cause my stock never dropping. And this is for the ones that been watching. Boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Never been down on my luck. Boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Never been down on my luck to the. Boss up. Yeah, yeah. Come on, boss up. Go ahead. Yeah, come on, boss up. Come on, yeah. Never been down on my luck. Never been. Never been down on my luck. Come on, boss up. Come on, boss up. Never been down on my luck. Never been. Never been down on my luck. Never been down on my luck. Yeah. Watch me. Boss up. Watch me. Watch me. Yeah. I'm never been down on my luck.
Gotta hydrate, kids.
Mark, we got a little different style guest since we've been doing some of this political stuff and the runoff stuff, and it's a local artist. Go ahead and tell me a little bit about our guest and
Yeah.
how you came across her.
So I met Cindy and Sam probably about a year and a half ago. I was their real estate agent. They were looking for a home in Bella Vista. They were living in Colorado. And one of the requests were to find some space where she could paint. So a studio type for her home. So over the last year and a half, I've become really good friends with them. And I finally had a chance to start seeing the studio and seeing some of the paintings. And I was just in awe, Chris. It was just, I mean, I don't have that. I just get blown away with someone that can paint like that or someone that's a musician. I mean, it's just amazing. Most people that do this are very humble. But I mean, I look at those pictures and I'm just unbelievable. Every single one of them are just phenomenal. And I'm excited to have you here on tonight and talk a little bit about her what she does and go from there.
Awesome. We'll go ahead and bring her on. Hello, Cindy. How are you tonight?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Doing
Hi,
great.
Cindy.
So can you give us a little bit of background about yourself? How did you get into painting? Just general background about yourself. How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this since I was 3 years old when my
Okay.
uncle was a student at the Chicago Art Institute. I would watch him paint in my grandparents' kitchen apartment, and I would sit usually quiet and observe him turning a blank canvas into colorful wonder. So I knew better than to touch his canvas, so I liberally painted my body. My mother wasn't very pleased with my artistic endeavor, And she spent considerable time trying to remove the paint. I wish she knew that she could have used vegetable oil or olive oil. Instead, she used turpentine.
Oh,
I think contributed to some of the skin issues that I have today, but I'm sure that's not it.
Okay. So what do you enjoy painting? When I go in your studio, I see a little bit of everything. What do you enjoy painting the most? Is there any specific thing, landscape, or I mean, is it where are you getting your inspiration from?
Well, landscapes are my favorite. Uh,
Okay.
Resplendent sunsets on the lake or an incoming storm brewing, observing light, shadow patterns, and creating an atmosphere and character to the paintings with variations formed by color and brushstroke. Uh,
Okay.
as far as inspiration, comes from nature and a combination of thought processes and sometimes dreams. I love everything about the painting process. Altering a natural landscape by eliminating or adding objects to the composition, creating a particular mood of an idyllic nature scene, or capturing the expression of a beloved person or pet, to me is the ultimate journey of expression.
Okay. I think what's unique about you too, and as I've noticed in your studio, is you do multiple paintings.
Uh,
You don't just do one at a time, which just blows me away. I mean, you'll stop and you'll just start working on another project, and um, how do you do that? I guess you can just stop where you are. I mean, you get to a point like, yeah, I'm tired of doing this. I want to do something else. Then you go back to it later, or how does that work?
well, I always come back to the paintings. I usually, you're right, I have four or five that I attempt to do, obviously not at the same time, but I have at least that many easels set up in the studio. Uh, I'll start maybe in acrylic. Not that I get bored with it, but then I will focus on something else, or I'll have suddenly another thought, and I'll sketch.
Okay. All right.
Uh, yeah, but I'll have a pastel on one end of the table, a large painting on one easel, a couple of short ones. Yeah, it's a lot of I don't know why I work that way. It's just I think I have adult ADD actually.
I think we all do.
Uh,
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I can kind of relate. You know, you're working on a project and you kind of get a little tired of it, and you're like, or you derive some inspiration from the project you're working on for something else that you're working on. So, taking a break and going over to the other one and working on it, I can kind of relate to that a little bit. Um,
it's one thing leads to another,
yeah,
and when you're doing a painting, I very seldom do a painting in the 2 days or a day. It takes me a while, so I have to actually observe what I'm doing,
yeah.
Okay.
complete it. Yeah.
So,
what's the longest painting that you've ever done?
The hardest one was a picture, my version of Jesus that I did for the church. That was a 4 month process.
wow.
Wow.
So, question for you. I know you had mentioned that you're doing lessons. Are you still open to doing lessons for people? I mean, if they were requested it, or
Yes,
okay,
I actually prefer 2 or 3 students max, and sometimes simply private lessons because when you get involved in having too many people, I don't feel that they're getting out of the lessons what they need to. So if it's a more one-on-one or just a few people in the class, I believe you can get more out of that class and learn better.
okay. So, what? I know at one time you were showing some of your art in the studio. What are the plans? I know you have so much beautiful art that needs to go out to people. How do people get in touch with you to buy some of this art or have discussions about doing lessons?
Well, some people know me by just word of mouth. I don't currently have a website. I'm not on Facebook. Uh, very few people have my email address, so that leaves my phone number, which is okay because if somebody's serious, I can leave a message and I'll certainly get in touch with them.
Okay.
And we've got that phone number, 719-930-4768, up on the screen for anybody who's interested in contacting you for small individualized lessons, or, browsing your art and potentially purchasing it. I would like to show a little bit of your artwork that you've provided to us. We did do a little video slideshow to let our viewers see your artwork. And I have to say, some of this is very, very beautiful. I'm sure my wife may be contacting you for some artwork in the near future.
Well, thank you.
But it looks like you do animals, and I did see several landscapes in there as well. Are you professionally? Did you go to school for this? On top of obviously growing up in an artistic family, did you go to any schools for this?
Uh, I do not have an art degree. I did take college courses. I have a lot of mileage with workshops and art classes over decades. I just love doing art. So that's my experience. And I have been associated with galleries. And when I lived in Colorado, uh, I was involved with the Tri-Lake Center for the Arts and was program director for a time.
Okay.
So I even love the business side of it.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate you taking the time tonight. Hopefully, a lot of people will be able to see this video and get out and reach out to you because you just have a lot of beautiful paintings that would look great in everybody's home.
Well, thank you, Chris, and thank you, Mark. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.
All right. Have a great night.
Thank
and
you.
welcome to Bella Vista on top of it.
Oh, well, I love it.
Yeah, we've definitely got a lot of landscapes. I don't know if you've made it down to Mount Magazine
No.
yet. Oh, that's definitely worth the trip. It's down in Paris, a little bit south of Paris, Arkansas, but some of the most beautiful sunrises and sunsets out there on that mountain.
Oh, I'm sure it's probably not quite like the Rockies, but it has its
No.
own beauty here,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yes.
I'll get you the inspiration. So take it easy.
Thank
right.
you so much.
All right. Take
Bye.
care, Cindy. Bye-bye.
Good night.
And we are back. back from that short interview with Cindy, but it's always a pleasure to meet somebody new in the community and talented artists on top of it. She's got some beautiful paintings, man. That sunset one and the one, the Starry Night over the mountains. I really, really love those.
Yeah, she's incredible painter, unbelievable. You know.
Yep. And I mean, it's kind of, unfortunate she doesn't have like an online gallery where we can like look at stuff. And so it really would take just basically having to set up, it looks like Urik's, he said those are his two favorites too. So it's going to be a battle for the paintings, Urik. So it would take somebody actually having to reach out to her and go to her studio and actually browse her artwork, which, I think that's cool too, because it gives you a opportunity to visit with her and see some of the work that she's actually currently in progress on too, possibly.
Yeah, more of an intimate setting. Yeah. I agree with you, but I do think, and I've talked to her, and maybe in the future we can help facilitate getting her a website and get her up and running. And I agree with you. Just have it basically so people can look at the pieces, and if they find something they really like, then come on out and check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very talented, beautiful work. And Cindy, thank you very much for taking the time. I believe we did that on Wednesday night or Tuesday night.
Can't remember.
Yeah, anymore. I know. We've been banging out these lives kind of consistently. Obviously in prep for the election that's coming up, the runoff election. But we're trying to do our part to stay in the forefront and keep in the forefront of people's minds to remind them that they do need to be getting out in voting. Early voting starts Monday. Everybody should make it a point to try to get out and vote. Tell your neighbors, offer your neighbors a ride, make a party of it, man. We'll all go vote and we'll go out to lunch, something like that. But we all have to make sure that we do our due diligence to get out and vote for this runoff. I believe the 2016 or 2018, one of those, the runoff, it went to a runoff and it was basically decided by 760 something votes. Was the deciding factor for the leadership of Bella Vista. And that's saddening to think that could happen. So now more than ever, everybody needs to get out there and support their candidate. I think we've made it clear who our candidates are that we're supporting, especially after last Monday's city council session. Really shed a light on two of those candidates that are running for re-election or election. Speaking of, the statement was made, Mark, about an email from an STR owner, which, was one of the deciding factors behind Councilman Wilm's decision to reintroduce this ordinance. I did receive a copy of that ordinance finally. I'm reviewing that because I believe that there's some stuff in that ordinance that probably wasn't discussed beforehand. So I'm really starting to question if this is the original one. So we'll have to go back to those and kind of do a cross comparison again. It's crazy, man, but like I said, I have those fears that it's going to happen next month. That I'm not even going to say it's a fear. I believe, even though somebody, Councilman Fowler said he wasn't going to, he was not going to try to suspend the rules. I mean, he basically didn't accept the decision that was made. So by them doing this, this type of behavior is damaging to our democracy. I know we've heard that so much over the past 2 years, but when you see this type of behavior happening, this is actually detrimental to our democracy. Here you have multiple other councilmen who said, we are tabling this until we can actually have a community impact group set up. And they didn't even allow it. This one individual did not even allow it. And he colluded with other people to push this through. And why do I say it's colluded? Okay, we could say it's allegedly colluded, but I believe it was collusion because that city attorney had all the paperwork ready and exact copies for everybody of this ordinance. And like I said, it's
mental
just way
telepathy,
too
man.
convenient, right? So that being, I don't want to rehash it, man. This stuff bothers me,
No.
man. It really bothers
Yeah.
me to see this type of behavior.
Yeah.
And and what do? We reward the bully. We enable him. And so,
Right.
I'm going to try to stop
Yeah.
there because if not, I'll go on a rant, and we don't really need that. I need to keep my creative juices for creating more awesome t-shirts, man.
Hey, your prior conversation, you were talking about the election. So the last runoff election, there was only 10% turnout in regards to the general election. So that tells you we need everybody to get out and vote in this runoff election. It's really important.
Yes,
it means a lot.
it does.
It's the future of the city
Now
man.
more
This
than
is
ever. This is probably one of the most
Yeah.
important elections in Bella Vista to date.
Everybody sees what's going on, Chris, and this is it, man. This is a turning point in our city right now.
It is.
It's that serious, man.
So what do we got for early voting locations? Well, we got 2 locations. Early voting, again, it starts November 29th through December 2nd at the Benton County Clerk's Office in Bentonville. That's 215 East Central, Suite 217, Bentonville, Arkansas. And we also have the Benton County Clerk's Office, or I'm sorry, is it the Benton County Clerk's Office? No, it's not the Benton County Clerk's Office. It's the Election Commission, right? Well, we got a typo in there, y'all. I'm sorry about that. It's the Benton County Election Commission, and that's 2111 West Walnut Rogers. We will fix that graphic
Correct.
and get it back out there. And then if you, for some reason, have an excuse and you haven't made it out to early vote, and I know some people like to think that I'll wait till election day and then I'll go vote. And given the circumstances of the actual election, and we had a polling location come in way late, if you go in on election day, and vote, I don't have a problem with that, because maybe I'm just saying, I'll put on my tinfoil hat for a moment, and maybe they're using early voting to gauge how many votes they need to slip into a box. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. But again, if you don't make it out to the 2 locations for early voting, these are all the locations that you can go to for election day, runoff election day, and that's December 6th. I believe it's from what time? Do we have the times? I don't think we have the times.
7:30 to 7:30.
7:30. So you got a whole 12 hours, right? Highlands United Methodist Church, 371 Glasgow Road. New Life.
That one sounds familiar.
Yeah, it does. That was New Life Christian Church, 103 Reardon Road. St. Bernard's Catholic Church, 1 St. Bernard Lane. And if you're in Bentonville, you can, if you happen to just be out there or you work out there, Bentonville First Presbyterian Church, 901 Northeast J Street, C7 Church, 2003 Southwest Regional Airport Boulevard, First Landmark Baptist Church, 206 Southeast 28th Street, Lakeview Baptist Church, 1351 Lowell Avenue in Cave Springs, the Moose Lodge, the Moose is on the loose, number 877, 215 West Apple Blossom Road in Lowell, and Southside Church of Christ, 919 Dixieland Road, Rogers, and Sunnyside Baptist Church, 210 East Locust Street in Rogers. So there are no excuses. Please get out and vote.
Yeah, totally agree with you.
So we seen some stuff with censorship happening at the city council meeting with you talking. We talked about that earlier this week. But we did that. I did that video talking about is this behavior acceptable from an elected leader video, and I posted it on obviously on YouTube, on Facebook, and the Nextdoor app. I've been kind of reaching out to people over on the Nextdoor app to try to help one, broaden our reach, but also make sure that people are being informed with what we see in our dialogue. And that post, unfortunately, was reported and hidden. And the reason why was it said that it was public shaming. I got a question. Can you shame a public, or I'm sorry, can you publicly shame a public official when they're acting out of turn? I would say
No.
I would say that's probably right in line with the First Amendment, right? Your ability to petition your government and air your grievances, et cetera, et cetera. So apparently, by me publicly, well, me basically showing actual footage of a city council member acting like an ass, that's constituted as public shaming. I don't know who reported that video as public shaming, but what I will say is this: if a video triggers you that much that you feel you need to hide it without actually watching it and looking at the behavior and assessing the actual question, is this type of behavior acceptable from an elected leader? And you want to block that, all you're doing is enabling that behavior. That means you are fine with this person acting like this and treating people in our community like crap. And so that would put you right in the bucket with the crappy person that I was actually shaming to begin with, in my mind.
Right.
You know, I can't get grown ass adults saying, well, I think this needs to be removed because it's just, I feel bad for the guy. He's in the public light. He's in the public light. He chose to be in that position.
Right.
Oh,
right.
Chris, you should be.
Unethical behavior is needs to be called out. I mean, it seems like this is a common theme, controlling the narrative.
Right.
Instead of addressing behavior that's just out of line.
Right.
You know.
But I mean, oh, Chris, you could have taken it easy. No, I don't take it easy on people who are bad people. We can go in there and we can try to have a civil dialogue, but it's only one-sided civil, right? That's the thing. And he proved that on Monday, right? With his commentary, well, I know for a fact this isn't going to happen. This community group is not going to happen, right?
This is all about control, Chris. This is all about control. Listen, we've shown a pattern, and people have seen a pattern over the last 6 months with him.
Right.
So there's no excuses.
Giving him multiple opportunities to do some reflection and change that behavior. Sometimes, what's the old saying? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. Actually, you can, but some dogs just need to be taken out to the field and shot. I mean, that's, I mean, I mean, they don't have the ability to learn anything new. They are set in their ways. And at that point, I have no use for you, right? So, with you calling for the recall, Kelly calling for him to resign, multiple people telling him how wrong he was, and for him to say, well, personally, I don't care because I'm just doing my job, right? Do you think being civil with this person at this point is doing anything to change his behavior? No. Maybe T-shirts will. I don't know.
Well, so let's go back to, I had that conversation with them. Then the city with their video had issues.
Well, hold on. That wasn't the city. That was the community television station.
Yes, right. Community television station. Yes.
But we have a commissioner that works, is like the lead person of that, right? Who works for the city and the POA.
Right.
And working with the election commission. And
so that bad behavior, they block that out so nobody else can hear it. And when Doug Fowler had his time to talk, he didn't even bring it up.
He didn't even address it.
Didn't even address it. He ignored it. This is the kind of ego these people have. They think they're untouchable. They don't care. They don't give a crap what you think. They don't care about the city.
Yep.
And they say time and time again, I'm acting on behalf of the citizens. No, you're not. You only care about one person. That's yourself.
You're acting on behalf of a handful of citizens that are in your ear and that you personally align with, or that are, greasing the skids for you in some way, shape, or form.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and the other thing too is City Councilor Williams, I did send him emails. We went back and forth. I asked him for disclose the email, the threatening email. He told me it wasn't really threatening. It was, some other thing. But He said he would give me a copy, but it would be redacted, and that's worthless to me. I mean, we need to call out this bad behavior, and that's what my discussion with him was. Okay, there's a problem. The guy sent you an email, threatened you.
Well, but it goes to
Let us call
accountability,
him out.
right? And so either the short-term rental group people will hold that person accountable if they did indeed send an email telling him that you need to get in line, or what was the terminology, that they'll torpedo his
Yes.
campaign, which
Right.
I can't really. He had already voted to table it, so I can't really see a short-term rental owner sending that email after they had tabled it.
Yeah, it's just odd. All of a sudden,
Right?
like they knew ahead of time before they sent it.
Right.
I mean,
I would
I don't
like to
know.
see the
I never
email,
saw the
and if you
email.
redact it and remove the like the date and time stamp and the address and all that stuff, I mean, anybody can fabricate a Word document and say, well, this is what was emailed to me, right? Remember whenever I was
Right.
brought up the fact that I had emailed the city, and they said, well, we didn't get the email. And then the director of community development said, well, how do you even know if he actually sent that email, Councilman Snow? I mean, basically, they were insinuating that I never sent an email to him, but then, oh, lo and behold, they found it in junk, right? So it's not like,
Right.
if you're going to say something, you better have evidence of it, especially if you're an elected leader, right? Like I said about the people making the accusations about people peeing in their yard every week in and week out. People are peeing in my yard, right? How come you don't have a documentation trail on that, right? You would think that people, that's what adults do that have a point to make, or have a case to make with somebody, and why this behavior should be corrected, right?
Right.
You create
That's
a
what we paid
report
the
of contact
police
and
for,
a
the services.
documentation
Right.
trail.
Yeah, and if they did that, then they would have documentation. But just to speculate, we don't know if it's the truth or not. I mean, if they did it 10 times, then it's on you why you didn't call the police. But we already beat that.
Yeah.
We already beat that
Yeah.
down.
Yeah. We beat
but
that horse down.
Yep.
Well, guys, I'm
So-
going to open up the phone lines for a few minutes. If anybody wants to call in and give us any thoughts or insight on anything that we've talked about, phone number is 479-202-4053. We're always welcome calls from the community. If we don't get any calls, that's fine too. I mean, we're here for you. Like I said, I really do hope that I'm going to try to work a little bit on this merchandise store over the weekend and come up with some graphics and stuff like that. Try to get that launched. Might make for some fun, a fun next city council meeting. If I can get that, I'm just saying shirt launched, which it's pretty close to getting launched. So, if you got any color ideas, let me know. I can definitely change up the colors on there too if there's not a preferred color. We want to make sure we have happy customers, unlike some city council members.
Yeah, there was some good stuff on there, Chris. You did a good job of that, man. A couple of them shirts there would be that'd really get him.
I don't know if it would.
puffing.
I mean, basically, he says he doesn't care, but hey, I always like a good T-shirt with a story behind it, or a funny T-shirt. I'm kind of a T-shirt guy, so I dig a good T-shirt. Like I said, I will probably order one just to verify the quality before we launch. I do like having quality products if I'm going to be associated with it. But
Right.
I think that this is a little fun endeavor, and it's a good way to kind of help pay for the cost of our Skype and Zoom subscriptions and everything else that we pay for, just to kind of cover.
Yeah, I agree.
You are not.
So what else you want to hit on,
Stacy said, "You are not king, bro." Kelly, do that shirt. That's a good one. That is a good one. You're not a king, bro. Right? Maybe get Kelly pointing. But the caricature stuff, I like the cartoonish character style stuff. The black and red one, or I'm sorry, the red and white one. Kind of reminds me of the Tin Man. I should bring that back up while we're talking
Yeah,
about.
bring them back up so we can look at them again. I wanted to look at that mug too. I like that mug, and I like the hoodie.
Yeah. So we've
The hoodie
the
colors.
plain white and red. The coffee mug. It's a $13 coffee mug if you like coffee that much. I could probably work on that.
Oh, is that cap? Are those caps adjustable? Those
Yep, they're
fitted? What are
snapbacks
those?
and they're embroidered.
Okay.
A nice tumbler, hood, for your coffee
I
or your
like the
cold
long
drink, your long
sleeve.
sleeve.
Yeah, I like that.
And then
Can we change the color of the insignia,
yeah,
Chris? Like to put
absolutely.
black on that
Yeah,
and or
yeah,
red? Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
cool.
And
Yeah, there's some good stuff in
yeah,
there.
so we're headwear, got a beanie, black snap cap,
Yep.
home and living, clothing, keep on talking. I am going to rework this one. I think I've got a pretty good idea for this one, but it's in multiple colors as well. Irish green, and obviously I'll fix the logo. This was pre me really understanding the design format of the store. And so, a little bit of work in progress. Like I said, we're not quite ready to launch yet, but we're getting close. We're getting dang close.
That looks good, man. I like some of that stuff in there.
So, well, no phone calls. That's fine. It's 8:55. It's almost 9. We'll go ahead and stay up for a few more minutes, and then we'll try to close it out at an hour show tonight. Anything else on your mind?
All right, buddy. Man, you know what? I'm just geared up for this election, man.
I do want to say something. Happy
I-
birthday to your wife as well.
Oh, thank you. I'll let her
yes.
know. Yeah.
Thank you for loaning him to me so much. So it's
She'll see that. I'll send it to her.
yeah. It's a group effort, right? The families have to make sacrifices. We have to make sacrifices.
Yeah, there's a lot of time. I mean, what people don't see is the time me and you brainstorm and go over what we're going to do. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this. And before we come on, man, we have to build the content, man, and find the people. And there's times that we find people and we want to do interviews, and sometimes the times don't work out, or sometimes interviews don't work out. They're just not good interviews.
Yeah, it's been an endeavor, man. It's been a labor of love. Again, we do this for the community, though. No other motives other than doing it for the community. Trying to be a resource whenever we can, because we love the community we live in.
Yeah, I think this is a special place, man. And if everybody can get it together and we can, get the vote out, man, we can change. We can change it for the better, man. And you made a good point. I mean, it's not just about us; it's about the future of our kids and their kids. And we need to step up, man. This is the last line of defense right here, man. Like you said, you got to call out the bad behavior, and their responsibility is to, act on the behalf of the citizens, man, and not trample over them and treat them like peasants.
Yeah. Yeah. Yurik said, how about featuring a small business? That is in our lineup, but we got inundated with the amount of political aspiring people over the past few months for these elections that kicked off, that we had to put some of these other planned interviews on the back burner so we could get through all the candidates. We've also got some local musicians that we're going to be interviewing. We've got a good lineup. But if you guys have people in your circle
sphere
that you feel could benefit from coming on the show and talking with us, what do they say? A picture is worth 1,000 words, but an interview is probably worth 10,000. We're always open to meeting new people and discussing their businesses with them. That's one of the most enjoyable things about doing this show, is the amount of people that we get to meet. And like the Beer Fest guy, man, he's just an awesome guy, really nice guy. For the Beer Fest,
those are the stuff, and that's the stuff we enjoy doing, Chris. And the other thing too, and everybody we're going to eventually branch out. We're going to go to some of these venues and do live functions. We did the amp games, right, Chris? We did. Well, you spent most of the weekend there doing that, and I did it for that partial night.
Right.
But we're going to do some more of that stuff and be able to get out on site for these businesses and different things that go on and bring you that stuff.
Live coverage, multi-angled
cool
live coverage, and commentary and man on the street interviews and stuff like that. That's one of the goals. I mean, I do that with Amped Electric Games. Well, actually, last weekend I was remotely supporting them. They were out in Apple Valley Speedway in California, and I was remotely supporting the production out there. Sent some equipment out, had some hands and feet on the ground to do what needed to happen, and we made it happen. And there's more of those races that are going to be coming up. Hopefully, I'll be able to make it out to a few of them that are closer. California is a very long drive. But there are some that are coming closer. I think there's one in Tulsa, that'll be a 2-day event out there. So those are the type of things that we are, have plans to do in the future. I think that we just kind of got hung up with the election cycle this year. And luckily we have several years before we have to go through that again.
Yeah, I would bet I want to say at least between 10 and 15 interviews. Somewhere in that range,
3 times a week. It was
yeah. We had 4. We had 2 weeks with 4 interviews and the show. I mean, it's tough. It is tough because we're both doing full-time jobs on top of that.
Yes.
So, but we enjoy doing it, man. We love doing it. I love doing the show with you, and I love providing content for people out there, man.
Yeah.
That's what it's about at the end of the day, man.
So remember to tell a friend about the show. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Anytime we go live, make sure you hit that like button. Help us beat the algorithm. If you got the extra time, go hit up our YouTube channel and do the same thing over there. It does help our show. We are trying to become an information hub and a source of realistic information versus propaganda. In Bella Vista and Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, it's a great point. There's a lot of companies out there right now, believe it or not, that are nonprofit, and their monies are being funneled in for propaganda reasons.
Yes.
It's hard to believe. Millions of dollars, millions. And they're local. There's some of these guys are local doing that stuff. So we just want to provide the content for you guys and allow you to make the decisions, informed decisions at the end of the day. I think that's what we started out at, Chris. I mean, we just wanted people like, well, who do you side with? Listen, we gather the information. If you call me up and say, hey, there's something fishy with this guy or this happened here, we'll dig into it, man.
Yeah, we got some resources. We got some abilities and tools that we can do.
Right. And we'll find out about
Yurik knows about that. The information's on the internet. I appreciate the compliment as well, Yurik. Yurik said, that's awesome, guys. You guys have evolved into something that is extremely educational and worth watching. Kudos. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we do. We really appreciate you taking the time to say that. Thank you.
All right. Well, I think we'll call it a show, and we hope to see you guys sometime next week. Like I said, we'll be going live throughout the week to discuss and remind people. And obviously, this short-term rental stuff is an evolving situation. Like I said, I just got a copy of the new ordinance that's on the table. I'll probably start breaking that down this weekend and looking at the old ones and doing a cross-section compare of them, because I don't think it's legit if you introduce a whole new proposal using the rule that was cited. So who knows? We'll see. Stay tuned for more, I guess.
All right, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good weekend. Stay safe, dry, and warm. And remember to be kind to one another. See you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Take care.
We out.
I'm not afraid to take a stand, take a stand. Everybody, come take my hand, come take my hand. We'll walk this road together through the storm, whatever.